What's up, a Cinema Shogun here, and Ezra Miller is forming an army of non-binary kids to wage war against his enemies. And listen, I know that this is by far the craziest headline I have ever posted. But the sad part is, ladies and gentlemen, that this isn't clickbait. I'm not joking in the least bit. In fact, this whole Ezra Miller situation is far worse than any of you could possibly imagine. I want you all, if you haven't already, to go on my channel and watch this hour-long video I made about Ezra Miller, laying out all of the details about the allegations that have been made against him. The mainstream media isn't telling the whole story, and I assure you, it gets so crazy that it's just worse than anything you could possibly think of. But some of you all might remember a while back, Ezra Miller released this little video on his Instagram profile threatening the KKK. And in the moment, no one really knew how to react to it. No one knew if we should take it serious, if it was a joke. And no one knew that there was really some seriousness behind that. In fact, Ezra was being really serious. And there's a whole entire sinister situation happening behind the scenes that has to deal with that video. Now, listen, I know a lot of you all have already watched that video, but bear with me for a moment while I show this clip to the people who haven't seen it yet. And then I'll be right back with my thoughts.
Hi, this is Ezra Miller, aka the Bengal Ghouls, the Mad Goose Wizard, and this is a message for the Beulahville chapter of the North Carolina Ku Klux Klan. Hello, first of all, how are y'all doing? It's me. Look, if y'all want to die, I suggest just killing yourselves with your own guns. Okay? Otherwise, keep doing exactly what you're doing right now, and you know what I'm talking about. And then, we'll do it for you if that's really what you want. Okay, talk to you soon, okay? Bye!
Like I said, when Ezra released this video on his Instagram profile, no one knew how to react to it. And at the end of the day, he was like threatening the KKK, so it's like, you don't want to stand up for the KKK, so everyone's like, who cares if he's threatening them? I mean, he's not threatening, normal people. No one knew that he was about to go off on this crime spree. No one knew that he had missing little kids in tow. No one knew that he was forming this cult of little non-binary kids and brainwashing them into believing that they were about to wage war against the KKK and other groups in America. No one knew that. But ladies and gentlemen, that is what is happening. In fact, allegedly, Ezra Miller has been transporting some ammunition and weaponry state to state, taking it down to North Carolina in order to confront this KKK group. And if Ezra was doing this by himself, maybe I wouldn't pay attention to it as much. But no, Ezra's bringing along little kids, most of which who are non-binary. That's why I say he's forming this non-binary army. Let's go ahead and get that out of the way, because I know a lot of people are wondering about that. Well, Ezra has a type. As most of you all probably already know, yesterday another 12-year-old stepped forward with allegations about Ezra being a creepy groomer. And that kid just so happened to be non-binary as well. So we know now on multiple occasions, Ezra has this really questionable behavior with 12-year-old non-binary kids. So that's Ezra's type. And make no mistake about it, this Takata person that you've heard of, that's not the only little girl or little non-binary person or whatever they want to be called that's running around with Ezra right now. No, there's a whole little group of them. And he's convinced them that they are all about to go to war against the KKK, against pedos, which is kind of weird because that's what he is. If you haven't watched that hour-long video, spoiler alert, there are allegations about Ezra having sex with a 14-year-old on an Indian reservation on a mattress outside while they were setting up a ceremony. It gets crazy, folks. But anyway, we know for a fact that Ezra is armed and dangerous. While hanging out with Takada's family and taking pictures with the kids, he winded up taking a picture with Takada's uncle, pulled out a firearm. Now, in these latest allegations, he threatened a woman by opening up his jacket and showing a firearm. And there are also allegations about him transporting all of these weapons down to North Carolina for this final confrontation against his enemies. Now, in the meantime, all of these little cult members, these little non-binary kids that he's brainwashed, they're all running around believing that they're about to go to war with these people. And in fact, Takada's parents tracked down Takada at one point. They found Takada and they found Ezra. And when they found Takada, Takada started spouting off to the parents about how they were getting ready to fight the KKK. They were fighting the FBI, and she was just spouting all of these crazy conspiracy theories that she had been filled with. So in some of these kids' minds, they honestly believe that Ezra's like this godly being. Ezra has convinced them that they are elevated beings. They're no longer humans. They're some type of non-binary trans gods. And Ezra refers to himself as the second coming of Christ. So in these little kids' minds, these little impressionable, confused kids' minds, they believe that they're doing the right thing and they're forming an army to fight against all of the bigotry and hateful people in America. The whole time, I would assume Ezra's arming these little kids. And at one point, while this mother was trying to talk sense into her daughter, Ezra whispered something into her ear, and she winded up pulling out a knife and trying to stab her own mother. So this whole situation has gone way, way overboard. And you know, when he released that little video clip, we all laughed at it. We all were like, what the heck is this guy talking about? None of us could have possibly imagined what was really going on here. That Ezra, and don't get me wrong, I don't believe that Ezra believes that he's about to wage war against these different groups. I believe it's something that he's using to hold power over these other kids. A lot of the kids that he's going after, they're like activist kids. They're all non-binary, just so happens. They're like activist kids, social media influencers, or what have you. And he's got them convinced that they're doing the right thing. And they're about to wage this crazy war. And that's why I keep telling people that this is a cult. This is a cult. In fact, from what Takada's parents say, at one point, he took Takada down to North Carolina to confront these invisible enemies. So that's why I feel like this is a really dangerous situation. Not only is this guy for a fact armed and dangerous, I have photos with him toting guns. And I'm not sitting here saying like, oh, I'm against guns, but I'm against Ezra Miller having one for sure. For damn sure. Especially when you know that he's doing all of these weird things. He's attacking women. And now he's got all of these non-binary kids in tow who believe that they're about to fight this war. You know, imagine being a parent and you finally find your kid after they've been missing for months because they ran off with some celebrity. And when you find them, they hug you and start spouting off about, oh, the KKK is out to get us and the FBI and we got to fight them and we got to do all of this. And then 5 minutes later, the guy whispers something in her ear and then she tries to stab her own mother. Now that shows you how far these little non-binary kids will go for Ezra. If a child will stab or attempt to stab their own parent simply because Ezra whispers in their ear, what do you think they are capable of? Have you not looked at the world lately? Have you not paid attention to what's going on around us? Every day, someone else crazy is popping up and just going on literal murder sprees. Do you think it's safe to have Ezra out here with these little kids? And I say little kids on purpose. I don't care if this girl is 18 years old. She's not the only child that is with him. And I say little kids because these people, these young people, they've been under Ezra's control since the age of 12. And I fully believe that they haven't developed like the average child, because instead of getting normal educations, living a normal, stable life, they are living with this freak of freaking nature. So, no, I don't view an 18-year-old as a real adult, period, anyway, because I know I made a lot of idiotic decisions when I was 18, and I definitely don't think this 18-year-old is an adult when she's been carted around by Ezra Miller since the age of 12. So, yeah, it's a different situation than the average situation here. But I just wanted to, enlighten everyone about this, because this is happening, folks. This is all out there. People are ignoring it. WB is about to allow this guy to play the Flash, and millions of kids will look up to him once again. Meanwhile, he is forming an army of non-binary children to wage war, a fake war at that, against the KKK. What is he going to put these little kids up to? What will he make them do? I don't know, but I'm telling you all right now, if he's not found, if this man is not locked up and thrown behind bars soon, someone's going to wind up losing their life. It may be him, it may be the people around him, it may be both, and I believe that I wouldn't put it past him to influence someone to drink the Kool-Aid and take themselves out, if you know what I mean. But let me know your thoughts about this down in the comments below. I know it was a crazy one, but folks, it gets crazier. Check out that hour-long video. While you're down there, let me know what you think about this. Drop a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and as always, I'll talk to you on the next video.